Hey guys, I'm back again, and today I'm here to talk to you about this, which is the standard 12AX7 preamp tube that you've seen before. And as a lot of you know, there's other options you can put in the same slot as a 12AX7, a 12AT7, a 12AY7, which the basic idea between them all is the 12AX7 is the hottest, has the most gain, and then a little less for 12AT7, a little less again for 12AY7. And if you saw my last video, you saw I got this really hot Milkman hi-fi style mini head, which is basically a Tweed Princeton. And I thought it'd be a great platform to test this because it has only one preamp tube, one power tube. It's such a simple thing. There's almost nothing else going on in the signal chain. We can really see what an impact changing out a 12AX7 for other tube options has. And, you know, it's pretty hot even on this guitar. You get a lot of breakup even at relatively low volumes. So I've just got this amp on some settings that I kind of like. I've got it on volume 3 and tone 4, which for this guitar, which is bright, is plenty. And you can probably also see I set up this dB meter back here so you can see how loud things are getting. Because I think the effect you'll get by changing these preamp tubes will be you'll dial back the gain, which in cases where it's overdriving will probably just mean it's mostly going back to a cleaner sound, and it'll probably have more of a up and down in terms of volume as opposed to the compression you get when you're just maxing things out and clipping with the nice grind you get when it is distorted. All right, so let's check things out. So right now I've got a 12AX7, which is what this comes with, plugged in there. Actually, that might not be the tube it came with, but it is a 12AX7 that it came with, and this is a 12AX7 itself as well. So let's hear what happens when I just play kind of a few open chords, and let's keep an eye on the volume as well. It'll probably stay up pretty high the whole time. And for reference, it's coming out of this cab here, so the dB meter is here for your ability to see it, but sound's coming out over there. You know, it's pretty close, but it's not in the direct line of fire or anything like that. So now I'm plugged in. Let's hear what just a few open chords sound like. So you can see from the dB meter, that is loud. That's an interesting sound there. Getting up to about 105 dB, and it is pretty broken up even here at 3 on the dial. So to clean up, I've rolled down about halfway. And now that's down to about 95. So let's see what happens if I swap this out for a 12AT7, which is the next step down the ladder. You know, with the first preamp tube in a tube amp, you can probably hot swap that, just pull it out and switch another one in because there's no juice coming past the tube. But just for the sake of, don't do that, in case you don't know what actually is going on in the amp. And in this case I do, but I'm going to turn it off for safety anyway. So I'm just going to turn it off, pull that out as long as it's not too hot, and see what the 12AT7 sounds like. All right, there we go. There's the 12AT7. Let's let it warm up. Here it comes. Volume all the way up. All right, so as you probably saw there, it actually peaked out a little bit louder at 107. It's much cleaner. It sounds better in my opinion. So I think what's probably going on there is like with the 12AX7 in there, it's just peaking out. It's like driving as hard as it can, compressing it at 105-ish, not going over it. So like basically the whole time you're playing, you're at that volume, but it's not going over it. And so this 1287, we're probably getting a little more juice through to the power tube and letting it do its thing. I think it sounds better. I like it. Obviously I'm not tweaking the volumes or anything to make it work, but I would say that is a marked improvement. I mean, I'm at the edge of breakup there instead of well into it. Sounds good. It gets louder. You're seeing more of the dynamics of the playing as the dBs go up and down. Like it's not always high. And yeah, it's super bright. Sorry, but let's just keep it the same for the sake of comparison. And if I roll the volume down a little bit. So I'm like pretty clean that whole time, and the volume just does what it should. It drops the volume a little bit. It actually takes a little bit of the ice pickiness away, which is nice too. This is just standard old volume control. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's see what happens if we go even lower to the 12AY7. Let's give it a few seconds, and then let's hear what happens. Generally a little lower volume. I did see a 108 on there, so that's pretty loud. But yeah, I'm liking that. And that's kind of what an amp, I think at least, on 3 should sound like. Yeah, let's play a little more, see what we can get, and then I'll start cranking the volume just to see if we can still get that grind at, higher levels. All right, let's crank that up a little bit. Let's go up to 4. Pretty similar. Let's go up. Let's go a bit halfway. All right, and hopefully I'm not peeking out any of my microphones, but let's just crank it 3/4 of the way. So that's fun. And now let's go all the way just to hear what that sounds like. Yeah, so I mean, I think I saw that dial hitting 110 a little bit on the dB meter. That's distorted. I don't think I want it to go any more than that. Just so we can see for a comparison, let's swap over to the original 12AX7, see what kind of volume and what kind of sound we're getting at full blast on that. All right, so now we're back to the 12AX7. Give it a second to warm up. And let's see, A, like how distorted does it sound, but B, I'm also interested to hear how loud it gets as well, like if we keep an eye on the dB meter. So here we go. You can already hear there's more of a hiss and buzz there. Ooh. so I had to roll the volume all the way up. Whoa, that's fun. All right, there we go. So I had to roll the volume all the way off there when I stopped playing, just because these pickups are, or this pickup is pretty microphonic, and you could hear it howling a little bit with that higher gain tube. But interesting to note, it wasn't really getting any more volume as far as I could tell. Yeah, so I think for my preferences, I think I actually prefer the lowest gain option there. I'm probably going to leave that 12AY7 in there. This guy. You're gonna have to believe me, that's a 12AY7. There he goes. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave that one in there. It gets just as hairy as I would ever want when I crank it up, and at those lower volumes, it's kind of more usable. So yeah, down in the comments, let me know what you preferred. If you have any questions or anything else you want to see, I'm trapped in the house like everybody else is right now. For those listening, this is the beginning of April in 2020. So anytime the kids are out there on a walk right now, I might shoot something else. I could probably do a little show and tell with whatever else I got around. Yeah, take care, everybody. Have a good one.